yeah, someone's dropped out when we've moved over as well. Only got 10 there. Yeah, bugger. Hopefully I didn't press the return to race central, but anyway, I'm sure some of the guys have sent him an invite. Alright, we should be live now. So welcome to round 1 of Series 3 of ANZ's Combined Racing League's Formula Renault Gold Cup. We're here in sunny Algarve in Portugal, and we're going to see 2 races. This is qualifying for race 1. Both races will be 18 laps in distance, and we've got a 10-minute qualifying session. And tonight we've got the pleasure of having Night Pegasus in commentary and also taking controls of the cameras. Welcome, Pegasus. Oh, you know us Xbox racers, mate. We'll take anyone's camera work to get the coverage out to the masses. It's a very what do you call up and down sort of circuit, isn't it? Here at Algarve, undulating, yeah. Oh yeah, turn 15. That's the final corner here of this technical track here at Algarve, and it really chews up that front left, doesn't it? In most category cars, they really burn up going around that final turn 15 corner. You're probably right when you said you hold your breath trying to turn in there and try and get a good apex to get that power down that straight. Yeah, well, that's it, Yeah, so basically we've got Tier 1. All the drivers were able to choose which tier they wanted to go into with this championship. We've capped it at 12 between Tier 1 and Tier 2. And Tier 1 we've got performance impact and damage set on, and also real life assist is switched on, so that means these cars don't run any assist, so there's no traction control, ABS or stability control. And then Tier 2 they've been able to have just visual damage, just a little bit more relaxed, and ABS is the only assist that they can run. So it's we've got a mixed bag in both lobbies. So we've got some fast guys here and some other guys just sort of learning the ropes of the car. So it should be interesting to see how they progress throughout the season. And if you've been watching previously, you've probably seen in the European Le Mans series how dominant Dread 501 performed throughout that season, and he's back here in Tier 1. And during the practice session we just had, Randy was fairly fast, about a second faster than I think it was Aussie Carters. So we've still got Aussie Carters and got Gecko putting up the challenge. But my money to really have a good look at is Slide Science. I think Slide Science could be the little dark horse throughout the championship, Pegasus. Yeah. Yeah, so Dado's Matty there. He's in 7th. Yeah, he's running it hard. And it looks like Metal Drive has missed out because we're within 3 minutes of the end of qualifying and he's still not in the lobby. So obviously he got disconnected, so something's happened there. So it didn't work. He got an invite, but he didn't be able to get in. Yeah, he's only come in late as a late entry, so he's looking forward to having a good run here. He's really looking forward to Road America, I've been told, so that's coming up, I think, for round 3, so stay tuned for Sunday 21st of June when I'm sure he just loves that track, so we'll see what he can do when he gets around there. So each round we're running 5 rounds, 2 races each round for a total of 10 races, and each driver can drop 2 of their worst rounds. So already it looks like Metal Drive is dropping this first race, and it's going to hang around and join in for the second race, so that'll be good, and hopefully he can pick up some valuable points in race 2. and he was already on pole, and just see what time he can make. But yeah, I think he went faster. He was yeah, and there he is. He's actually put that pressure on Dredd. He's put it out there. It looks like you haven't got your audio. Hang on, because it doesn't have his audio tick. Yeah, so it looks like you're going to have to...
there we go. How's that?
Tick
well,
that.
thank you, everyone.
I believe mine's been ticked. So
welcome to the
thank you for Sato.
I've been dribbling on in the background here. Woody's been wondering why I'm dribbling on when no one can hear me.
I've been the silent person. All right,
professionalism
so
at its best.
And Aussie Carter's, he's set it down there for Dredd. It looks like this is going to be a great battle, and he's got his teammate in the A&M racing team. We've got Gecko in third, and then on the second grid in fourth is Speedy the Bandit. He's one that's really improved throughout the European Le Mans Series 2 that we ran. He started off in a lot of the bottom half of the second lobby, and then he got the pace to start coming up and competing with the top tier guys throughout the last half of the series. So he's a guy to look out for.
Yes.
And then on the third row, we're looking at CMDR Cirrus in the the Zaya 12 motorsport car, and with Dado Racer beside him, and then Matty Seeking 27 in the second Zaya 12 motorsport car, and then Slide Science in the Team D-Box car, and just behind him on the final row, the fifth row, is his teammate in Dark Lord, and Lockie 5.5's making up the rear, which was a bit of a shock because during practice he was actually sort of around third, fourth faster, so something's there is not quite right for him during qualifying.
Yep, rarefied air. Dark Lord must have got a lap in right at the end there, so it was good to see him qualify. Here we are, going for the race. Good luck to everybody. Let's have a good call, Woody, and let's hope these guys get through turn one clean. We say it every week, you can't win at a turn one, but no one seems to remember that. And they all try and win.
So yeah, we're looking at 18 laps, so looking around about 25 minutes, 20 minutes or so for race distance, roughly, maybe.
Yeah, we're not expecting pit stops.
20 something laps. No, performance impact and damage though, they'll still get damage to their wings and suspension and all that sort of stuff, so if they're not careful they will be pitting in for damage repairs. The only thing that won't happen with the cars is they won't lose a wheel in any sort of contact.
See a range of fuel strategies here. Oh, there we go. Dark Lord 57. He's running the leanest, and maybe they're not quite loaded up, but I don't think Lockie's going to make it on 12. So I've seen some people with the full load and some people without, but I haven't done any testing in these cars. I'm not quite sure what they would need to do 18 laps. But,
yeah, not too sure with the fuel burn. We might have to look at that a little bit on the screen, but it's going to be close.
That was my most exciting part of racing.
Probably need at least half a fuel tank, I'd say, in these cars. Actually, from memory, these cars can take a lot of fuel, so maybe they only need about a third of a fuel tank.
Yep. So
I think they can take over 100 odd litres. So
okay.
Aussie's got about 64, so that's probably about half. Because I think it was about 110 litres or so.
Okay, yeah, that is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, so here we go. We're just missing one person, which was Metal Drive. He got disconnected near at the start of qualifying and just couldn't join. But here we go, guys. Round one, race one, here at Algarve. The Formula Renault.
They're away.
Speedy the Bandit. We're looking, just trying to tuck in behind.
Whoa,
we've had a big accident there. He's taken out Aussie Carter's early on. It's not going to make him happy.
It's a tragedy for Aussie.
Gecko into second, and
he's up and running.
He's just going to have to now try and continue on.
And
we've got those drop rounds, but the man of the moment is Dredd 501. That's something. He just seems to find himself in the front all the time, Pegasus.
That's it. No one wants to beat him. They're too polite. It's like, I
It's a
know,
good battle
as
here
you
with
were.
Dado Racer.
Yeah, there is. Well, who's that running wide? Lockie's running wide. He's come up a mile, up to 5th place from last on the win. Locks up a wheel as he goes into the right-hander. Dado's come up the field too. He's held onto it, yes. Does DRS open first lap, or do they have to run a minimum amount of laps? Ooh, Amanda Cirrus, he's keen to prove himself too. So DRS not enabled at the moment.
No, they can use it straight from the start, I believe.
Make it interesting.
Bring up the telemetry, you can probably see when they come on, because the game doesn't show the wings actually coming up at all for the DRS.
Dado runs wide.
Yeah, it gives Cirrus something get a little bit closer there, but don't want to be too close because you'll get a bit of aero wash. So as you can see, the DRS is already enabled. Dado's already put it in.
And it's
I believe
tight.
that they can use DRS any time that they want. So here's Cirrus having a good look down the inside. Dado's made that move. Nice and
made that move, runs wide. Dado back up the
Dado's
inside.
sure.
And Lockie's following him.
Lockie.
This is what we talked about. Where do you brake?
Lockie.
Where do you brake going down the hill there? You brake a bit late. He would have been carrying a lot more speed. Oh, who's that? Slide Science, living up to his name. He would have been carrying a lot more speed down into turn 1 and probably braked a bit later. So they have to be aware of that as they overtake down the main straight. Yeah, interesting. We've got another battle going on in the background here. Slide Science,
So
Speedy the Bandit.
Yeah, no, he's actually it doesn't look like he's had too much damage after he's taken Aussie Carter's out, and Aussie Carter's has had to pit for damage. And so Speedy the Bandit, he's battling around the outside.
Around the outside. Made it stick too.
Slide Science. Oh, there was an off there. Was that
It was.
Who was that?
Cirrus.
Cirrus.
Seen once again. Just struggling. He's a good driver. Just keeps making those little mistakes throughout the race. And this looks bad for Aussie Carters. He's been there for quite a while. Already 2 minutes down.
Yeah, so he's going to be a lap down now. What can Lockie do? He's just trying to hang on the back here of Dado. Dark Lord's having a nice little battle there at the back.
And I'm just checking here. Lockie didn't upload his fuel. He's got 5 litres, so he's going to have to pit.
Yeah,
all of this for nothing.
Well, we know that a lot of things can happen throughout the race, and Aussie Carter's has got the big wow, and he's got halfway to go.
Who's that in the fence?
Repair.
Someone in the fence there.
That's Dado.
Oh, Dado. Does Lockie make a move on him? There's too much going on in this race. Settle down, people.
Yeah, so much going on that we've got Aussie Carter's texting while he's in the car, in the pit lane. He is absolutely ropeable. He's just yelled out to his pit crew, "Give him your phone, I'm going to start social media." And he's texted us and said that, he's still waiting for that damage to be repaired. He was taken by surprise by Speedy the Bandit, and but race goes on, and Speedy Bandit is really battling here with Slide Science. He wants to try and get 5th spot, so he's been lucky out of that, not getting any damage by the looks of things there. Night Pegasus, he's made that move.
Well, pinched a brake though, ran wide. And while this is all going on,
a little bit unsettled.
Dark Lord, the return of Sauron, he's in 4th place. He, where'd he come from? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you where he's come from. Yeah, well, I believe that he was racing in the Formula Rookies this afternoon with another league, so he's definitely got his eye in, and he's showing some good pace, so it's good to see him here, and see what he
Aussie
can do.
Carter's just rejoined.
Just come out.
We've got Lockie.
I'm sure that he was...
and they
Speedy the Bandit.
Speedy the Bandit, someone else is off up there. It's into the Dark Lord spun it, and he's dropped a heap of places. And around again goes Slide Science. Oh, tragedy here.
Yeah, lost his aero, so he's going to have to get that repaired. And Lockie's in for his pits to get some fuel, and Dado's obviously getting some repair damage after he's run up against the fence.
We're going to see a lot of
look
people.
At his tyre, Matty Seeking there. But
well.
this performance impacting, people questioning, we did originally have full damage on the information of how we're going to run the league as the settings, and we made the decision to go to performance impacting. And I think some of these drivers are going to be glad that we've got performance impacting, because a lot of them would have been missing their wheels and trying to get around this tricky Algarve circuit back into the pits without a wheel. And
Yes.
that can be pretty much race over sometimes for some guys.
That's right, and Aussie Carters is not out of this yet. Believe it or not.
Well, what we've seen here, lap 4, and you know, how many incidents have we already seen? But unfortunately, Speedy the Bandit, he sort of got caught up in a couple so far.
Oh,
so,
runs wide. Got no nose, of course. He's got no
he's-
grip on the front. He's got to come in. He's got to come in. He decides not to. He's missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, he's probably thinking that if he probably got caught out by running wide, I'd say Pegasus out of there, turned 15, and just couldn't get the car in, and then he had Matty Seeking on the inside, so he sort of got blocked, and he couldn't get in there, so he's got another lap, and he's going to come into the clutches now of Dark Lord.
Yes. And in the meantime, we're just talking about Commander Cirrus and how he's a great driver, just makes a few mistakes, up into 3rd place. But the front two, they've cleared out. 24 seconds. Oh, running wide. No one wants to overtake because they're not sure whether they're going to get T-boned or not. But
I think Dark Lord was fully on the anchors there and locked up, and just tagged the end of the back of Speedy the Bandit. Hopefully that's no damage to his gearbox, because these cars can get some damage there.
Yes.
We've got Muppet Gonzo. He's enjoying the action. You can really see that these guys are really pushing on the limit. Trying to get every ounce of performance.
Someone else is around there.
There you go.
Is
that's Speedy the Bandit.
That's
Cirrus. That's Cirrus. Yeah, from 2nd on a 3rd. Was he 3rd? And he's dropped now all the way down to 6.
So yes, and there we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so just another one of those mistakes. We're not sure whether he's got damage or not. We can't see it on the cars, but it might be. Well, looks like Speedy the Bandit's going around again. He's going to try and make it to the end. Smart move, I don't know. Man, Cirrus has gone past.
You think these cars really need that aero, that front aero, to really get those cars turned in, especially some of these, especially turns 1 and 2.
Yes, and the final turn as well. He's running wide. I don't think he can keep it up for the full 18. Got a penalty.
Been given a penalty. I'd say that's probably running wide there of turn 1s and 2. It's very easy to get a penalty there.
Yes, it is, isn't it? They come down into the hairpin. Dark Lord, bit of oversteer there, a bit early on the throttle, I'd say. As people settle down, it looks like they might have. Middle parts of the race.
Yeah, but look at Lockie now. He's sort of within striking distance of Dark Lord too, because he had to come in for fuel because he didn't get enough fuel in that fuel tank in between qualifying and the race. And you would have been kicking himself thinking that was race over. But look, he's still got a good chance of even getting 3rd by the looks of what's been going on in this mid-pack from Cirrus down. Yeah,
he's 20 seconds behind 3rd, and he's 2 seconds a lap faster than him at the moment. And that's Matty. Sorry,
yeah, Matty's teammate. I was just going to say, yeah, that's Matty's teammate in that number 27 Zaya 12 Motorsport car. So they're running 3rd and 4th at the moment.
Well, here we are. Dark Lord, is he going to get the job done? I think he's got to bite the bullet. Yeah. Yep. He runs wide. He's going to get a slowdown for that, so he's got to get past. We see Speedy the Bandit once more, running wide. This is where the action is. So we'll get something to happen. We'll do what I normally do when I want some action. We'll go and have a look at the leader. We'll just keep an eye on the dots on the map there. So here's Dredd, professional as ever, just cruising around. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the 2nd seat in this one for his tea and biscuits, but it's a short race, so I think he'll be able to go the distance. Just looking nice, keeping it nice and steady, nice and straight. He's got nothing to really worry about. 8-second gap now over got Gecko screaming across the line, and we got. There must be a lap car behind him. This car looks good. Reminds me of the Williams with the blue and white. And in the early days
it does,
of those older fellas that remember the Brabhams, the blue and white, always looks good.
Yeah.
Here we have
So he's
Matty
the man
Seeking.
in third spot. Yeah, he's probably can't believe his luck at the moment. They're in third position.
Welcome to ANZCRL Racing, mate. Just put in the time, some effort, and you too could be on the podium. 10 laps to go. Just behind him, Commander Cirrus, his teammate. This car's looking well turned out. Again, he'd be ruining those couple of mistakes. He's just maybe youthful enthusiasm gets the better of him, not quite sure. He even admitted last night after Indy he's just got to stop those little mistakes and improve his racing. But early days for him, he'll get it. I'm sure by the end of the series he'll be right up there.
Yeah,
back to the battle.
500. He ran third, didn't he? Finished third.
I'm not sure. They were all packed up and gone home by the time I crossed the line. So, I'm not even sure who won. But yeah,
you're not crying over spilt milk, are you, Pegasus?
Nah, because I didn't.
A celebration of all the milk everywhere.
I didn't get to spill any milk, unfortunately. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can't believe Speedy Bandit's still going around here in fifth without a front nose cone.
It is, and he's holding steady.
Wing, I should say. Yeah.
Yep. Holding steady, so he's adapting.
Oh, yeah, you can see it's just not getting that turn in.
Yep. But behind him, Dark Lord, he's probably watched Speedy drive the first few laps, and he's a bit reluctant to actually get in front of him. But I think he needs to bite the bullet. This is the spot here. Oh, just as I say that, off into the trenches.
That's the commentator's curse right there, isn't it? He had a big tank slapper going on there. So that's
it is, and the cameraman's lost him. Come on, dude. Pick him up. He can't pick him up. We'll have to move on. He's gone out there. I think he had some wild oats to sow. That's why his missus was in the grandstands. Dado, how's Dado going? Coming down the straight.
Yeah,
he's been up there. Someone just ducked in the pits. Who was that?
Yeah, that was Dark Lord, I believe. So I don't know.
Yep.
Why he's gone in there? He didn't hit the wall. So unless he did have some damage previously when he's had that battle with Speedy the Bandit.
Yeah, or maybe he got some. He's just thinking, best to have the full wing. Yep, here's Dado.
The man who's actually in fifth position at the moment, Lockie, from having to have that pit stop earlier, he's actually having a little battle with Speedy. He's made that stick that move for fifth position.
Oh,
just as we say that, just had
another one.
Put on that gas a little bit too early.
We're doing well, Woody. We're picking them tonight.
Oh, you're picking up. You're doing great camera work, getting the right cars at the right time, and someone would think that it was orchestrated, mate. But no, we're live, and we're just picking the right moments to come on board with these guys and pick up a few of their mistakes. And it is race one of round one, so a lot of these guys, they haven't had much running, and as the season goes on, usually they just come to grips with the car and find out what little bits of tuning help them and become a little bit more stable throughout the race. So I'm sure they'll learn. And then
it's a tough corner, that one too. That uphill in the hairpin there. It is a bit off camber, and you get on the power just a bit early, and it tends to loop round. But as you can see, he's caught up. He's got past pretty quickly. Dark Lord, I think you need to pull the phone out, watch the stream, and see how it's done. That's how you get it done, mate. Don't sit behind and wait.
You can see how fast he's been able to clear out. So you can see how much that is really affecting Speedy the Bandit. It's been a little bit of a smoke cloud over because everyone else has been having incidents when they get near him. So he's been able to hold that fifth spot for some time. But I can see the other, like Dado and all the other guys, slowly coming up to him and probably putting him further down the order by the end of the race.
Yeah, he's running 138s and everyone else is in the low 130s, so I think he's going to I think Dano and Slide will get him before the end of this, and he'll learn from that. Take your medicine early, get your car fixed. And just let us know what he said. Does everyone score points tonight? We get points down to 10th place, or
it's down to 10. Yeah.
Yep,
so when we have a lobby of 12, 2 will miss out. Yeah, it goes. There's Formula 1 points, I believe. 1 to 10.
Yep.
Oh, it takes out the cones, says Lockie.
Yep.
Lockie 5-5.
And does that cause damage? I think it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll cause a little bit of damage. Depends where he's hit it. You know, it can cause a little bit of wing damage. But if you sort of side glanced it, probably not. Yeah, you can get away with it. But if you hit it fair middle of your wing, you can pick up some wing damage in these cars.
All right,
but look at the times that even Aussie Carters is doing. Aussie Carters is doing sort of matching the times of Dread. So it's just unfortunate he got taken out there in that first corner. We've sort of been
hang on
serious
to it, boy.
Making that mistake again, and he still should be able to get in front there. But you know that's sort of promising for Lockie. He'll probably would have seen that with the distance between him and CMDR Series sort of close quite quickly there. So he knows he's making mistakes.
Lockie, Dado, and Speedy the Bandit. So Lockie's had a moment. Speedy the Bandit's got back past him, and Dado's gone past him as well. So, not easy to drive these cars, which is a testament to Dread, Got Gecko, and Aussie Carters with the speeds that they're doing. But maybe it's good. I think next race we've got to say someone's got to run without a front wing because they're the ones bringing all the action.
Dado. Yeah, Dado really struggled to pull that car up because of how slow Speedy the Bandit is going through the mid-corner without that aero. And almost caught Dado, and Lockie almost came into the rear end of Dado too. So we almost had an accident there just from Dado avoiding the slow-moving Speedy the Bandit. So you can probably see that they should be able to make the move down the straight because even without that wing, look, you can just see he just can't hold a tight line.
No, he can't.
And he's losing a lot of top ends.
Yes. Actually, let's have a look. What is his top end?
This fifth spot has been like a hoodoo. No one wants it. They just keep giving it away. They get fifth spot and they just give it back to Speedy again.
It's
almost like he's just laughing his way to the bank all the time. But looks like this could be the end of Speedy now.
Just looking there, he's 20 k's an hour slower onto the straight. So these guys don't know it, of course, but they just got to bide their time behind him and nail him on the straight. But yeah, he's obviously seen the witch doctor beforehand and said, whatever place I'm in, I want you to put a spell on it. And it seems to be working so far.
Yeah, that's it.
and here he is, he's chasing Lockie down still.
Yeah, he must be fast through a bit of the slower corners. It's obviously the high mid-speed corners where he's just losing. So they're pulling away from now. The first sector, once you get through for turns 1 and 2, I think Speedy the Bandit can hold it with the guys, but then lose it once you get into the second sector.
Yes. Yeah, the front wing's pretty crucial on most cars these days. We see we've got Dado coming up on the side in front here. Crucial, you really need that wing on there, not only to help you through the corners, but to help you get the top speed down the straights because it affects the airflow over the rest of the car. And I've ran a few cars with damage on the front and you just drop time. So we've got Cirrus.
This is Dread putting a lap on.
Is it? Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's
it is.
Putting a lap on Dado.
Dado,
trying to.
Quietly going through the field.
He doesn't want to get held up here. He wants to try. He's got to be careful because if he gets involved in a little bit of a argy-bargy with Dado, Got Gecko's right there. He's only 8 seconds behind.
Yep.
And the Dre's just going to have to bide his time and maybe follow Dado. Dado's probably going to get out of the way for him shortly. No.
He tried, but
just pulled over.
Not quite fast enough. Just got to bide your time, get to the straight. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. You don't want anything to go wrong here. Well, Dado comes in, sees him, runs a bit wide, lets him through.
Very good.
Ultimate
Dado
professional.
Made a mistake there. Yeah. Dado will fight for and race guys as he does, but he's fairly fair. Oh, just talking about Dado, he's had a tank slapper. He wants to get going before Lockie comes through. Here comes Lockie, coming down hard. Oh, Lockie's probably had his eyes closed when he turned in there, thinking, oh, this could end in tears, but lucky Dado just kept it to the left.
As we're saying, Lockie could get up to, well, he did have a podium there at one stage, but made a few mistakes. He had a podium inside, I should say. Had a few mistakes, so he's off the pace now.
Yeah,
everything else seems
another 4 laps remaining. I don't think he's going to find it hard to catch up onto Cirrus unless Cirrus keeps making those mistakes that
yes,
we know that he can do.
And who have we got here? We've got Gecko, second place, closing in on the back markers now.
Yeah, so got Gecko there in the number 4 A&M racing team, partners with Aussie Carters. And yeah, if you're just joining us, Aussie Carters actually qualified on pole with Dread 501 on beside him on second place. And unfortunately off the start line, he didn't get a great start, but Speedy the Bandit sort of missed his braking zone and pretty much cleaned out Aussie Carters. And Aussie Carters was lucky not to end up on his roof. He did a big flip, but he was in the pits and lost 2 laps just for damage repair. And he finds himself there in 10th spot at the moment, but matching the times with the leading 2. So wait for the second race, and I'm sure if Aussie Carters can get away cleanly, we should see a very tight battle between him and Dread and his teammate Gecko.
Yes. Who's this? Is that Lockie? Yep, Lockie's run wide again. So yeah, that's going to allow Dado to close in once more. This is where the battles are. Everyone else, let's have a look at some others.
Last night, Lockie decided to have a little bit of a run, and he did say it's a little bit different, obviously being used to iRacing. For the last probably 2 or 3 months, he's sort of been over there, I think, after leaving Project Cars from the Xbox. And first time back on the Xbox, and just this series interested in. So it's good to see him back, but obviously he's got to train his visuals and his muscle memory back into the game and the physics of the game.
Back here, it's all happening here on the track. Who was that? Did we just pass someone there? Yep. Not sure who that is. Might be Dark Lord.
Who's 5th at the moment? Lockie. So Lockie's the next one to probably get rid of that 5th position. No one wants it.
No one wants it. Dado's closing in.
No one wants it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Dado's plan is. He's heard about this and he's going, well, I'll just sit behind till about a lap to go and then I'll take it.
Yeah.
And that way there's no way I can lose it.
Yeah, the Witch's Spell won't get me.
The Witch's Spell.
Yes. What is it? The old dolls where they
the voodoo dolls.
Pins and not. Yeah, voodoo dolls. Maybe he's got a voodoo doll and they're all getting like little sharp pains in their shoulders every time.
Or a voodoo car.
Oh, there you go.
It is. That's it. He stuck the pin in the tyre.
Right on cue.
In the voodoo car.
Speedy the Bandit's having a great time just doing that. And at the moment, where is Speedy the Bandit?
He's in 7th and he's not that far behind. He's only 13 seconds behind these guys. So something silly could happen and he could get that place back.
Gee, something silly. There's been plenty going on.
Too many lollies before the start of the race for these guys.
Yeah, so it looks like Matty Seeking and both CMDR Cirrus are probably the last 2 on the lead lap.
Here we are, these two are battling now.
They're fighting out as a teammate and inter-team battle here. I'm sure that Cirrus, I don't know if there's any team orders there. I don't know who's boss there, but I'd probably advise just to maybe follow and let Matty Seeking take the position in front of him and get a good result for the team tonight.
I don't think Cirrus will do that. I think he's keen. He got the podium. Yeah. He got the podium last night. He's got the taste for it, mate. He likes that champers. So, and to tell these apart, Cirrus has got the red highlights, and Matty's got the fluoro yellow. So come down the straight. He's not in the slipstream there, so here he is. Opens up the DRS. Pulls out a bit early, I think, just showing the nose because he knows from previous. Oh, has he pushed him wide? Yes.
Oh, Matty.
He's run wide.
He's just trying to. Yeah, he's done well, Matty, but he was struggling to get that turn in. He braked a bit too late. He just couldn't get his turning point.
Cirrus just got him to overdrive
once a
that
race is
corner.
always a racer there, Pegasus, and
I think so.
Cirrus is going to try and poke his nose in.
Yep.
So we're on the last lap, because we've actually got Dredd just taking the start of the last lap, I think.
Well, here, Cirrus is up the inside.
So
He got the job done. Yeah, got the job done.
Yeah, got the job done in third position. Dado's still holding the cursed fifth position.
And we got Aussie Carters too, like closing in on Dark Lord as well. So, lot to watch. We got a leader.
Yeah, I'd say Aussie should get him, but we'll maybe pick up the leader just to see where he is, because it looks like Aussie just made that move.
So he's about halfway to go.
He's on this. Yeah, he's coming up to turn 9 here, Craig Jones. We don't know why it's called Craig Jones. If everyone knows why that corner just there is called Craig Jones, please let us know. Because he comes up to his turn 10, which is Portimao. And turn 11. And into this tough turn 12. It's very easy just to probably pinch a brake and just go a little bit too hard into that corner. As is this one. I think that this is probably a very hard corner, turn 14.
Has that corner got an apex? Because I've never found it.
Well, here comes Dredd to take round 1. Oh, it's not round 1 yet, but it's at least race 1 here at Algarve of the former Renault Gold Cup.
Just crosses the line. Congratulations once more, Dredd.
Dredd in that number 11 Luigo Motorsport, and here comes Scott Gecko in the first of the A&M racing cars. And that's a good performance from him after picking up the pieces from his unfortunate thing with his teammate. Oh, well, he wasn't involved with the teammate, but he got through.
We've got some others coming.
Cirrus.
Try and pick up who's next across the line. Someone's stuck on the end of... Where is it? Where are we? Can't find him.
CMDR Cirrus should be the next man coming through for third position.
Oh, here we go.
Here's a mad little battle, is it? Slide Science.
Slide Science on Speedy to Bandit.
Getting Speedy to Bandit.
This is for a position.
Speedy to Bandit looks...
Is he going to get him?
Got him.
Slide Science got him on
yes,
the line.
Yes, he has.
Just caught that one.
Go
on, Project Cars. Put numbers on the dots, please. Who else have we got?
Don't get too angry. They'll shut us down.
Here
comes CMDR Cirrus. This is our final corner here to take third position. So we only had 4 cars that finished on the lead lap.
Yes, well done to him.
He tried hard not to finish.
There, didn't he? Up and down, around about.
Well, how about Aussie Carters, mate? I can't believe that. He was 2 laps down and in the pits for like what seemed like half the race, and he's come back to actually get Dark Lord in the end.
He's come back to get him in the end.
Dark Lord was showing some good
good pace
there early on.
Yep, up to third spot there at one stage.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what a race. There.
It is, mate, it is.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had another hour of that. I'd have to go and have a lay down.
You know. Well, just stick with us, guys. We're going to just turn off for a second while we organise the second part of this night, where we go to race 2. We're going to have a quick practice session and qualifying. So bear with us, and we'll be back within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Ciao.